Welcome back to the Wealth Yogi channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the 5 steps that you can take today to launch your very own strong and profitable personal brand online. But before we dive into it, you guys know the drill. We got something we got to do. We got to hit the show reel. Okay, so there are 5 steps that you want to be taking, that you need to be implementing if you want to be launching a strong personal brand online. And if you're watching this video, then I assume that you already have a grasp or an intuition, an understanding of exactly how important personal branding is in 2021 and moving forward. It's only going to get more and more important, because there's a saying that people buy from people that they know, people that they like, and ultimately people that they trust. And you're only going to be able to build know, like, and trust through personable, relatable branding. Company branding, think Apple and Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs being the personal brand, Apple being the company brand. People love and hate Apple, absolutely. But you can relate more to an individual rather than to a corporate identity. You might buy into the company's beliefs, their mission, their values, all the rest of it. But as an individual, as a human-to-human connection, you're never going to be able to get that with a company, which is why personal branding, we see overwhelmingly overtaking the difference between company branding and personal branding. So it's my big belief, and I assume yours if you're watching this, that personal branding is definitely the way to go. And we see it with our students, we see it with ourselves all of the time. And it's interesting actually, if you go and you look at different social media accounts for, say, Elon Musk or Tesla, for Bill Gates and Microsoft, for Richard Branson and for Virgin, the personal account always has a bigger following. Always. And I think that again is a telltale sign that personal branding is the way to go. But then the biggest problem that I see is that people, they don't know how to create their identity and craft it in such a way that it serves them and their business for the longest time to come, and does it in a way where it adds to their business, where it adds to their community and doesn't detract from them. So I want to share with you these 5 steps so that you can implement a personal brand in the best way possible. So the first step is you want to figure out, and this is a funny statement that has kind of stuck with me since I came up with it, is who I be. So you need to figure out, who are you? In other words, as Seb would say, who I be. That is the most important thing, because if you don't know who you are, if you don't know what your beliefs are, what your values are, what's important to you, what problem you're solving for other people, all the rest of it, if you don't have an idea of that, then how are other people going to be able to relate to you? You need to really solidify the identity of who you are first and foremost. So in your notes, first thing, write down who I be. You got to get a handle on that. And the easiest way is to figure out, maybe, where were you a few months ago, a few years ago on your journey, and think about to what was important to you then, what problems were you having then, and think about what other people, what other influencers, what other coaches, speakers, entrepreneurs did you follow, did you resonate with, and what were their values and their beliefs, because there's probably a synergy between the two, and that will help you craft your identity of where you are right now, somewhere in the middle. So that's the first thing, who I be. The second thing is, what do you do? So once you know who you are, what's important to you, who you are as an individual, your character, your personality, then you gotta realize, well, what is it that I do? What problem do I solve for people? I often have this written around in my office, or in the office with the Wealth Yogi team, is on a big piece of paper I just have written, what problem am I solving for people today? If you know exactly the specific problem that you're solving for people, everything else in terms of your branding, your business, becomes so much easier, because you have a focus. We've said it before, but what you focus on expands. And if you're scattered focus, you're going to have scattered results, which means that it's going to be harder for people to relate because there's too many things going on. Now, we are multifaceted, brilliant, human feeling beings with more to us than just one thing. But from a branding point of view, you really want to whittle it down into specifically one problem that you're solving, because then you can build a business, an offer, a product, a service around that problem. And it needs to be specific, a very specific A to B transformation that you are helping people with. The second thing as part of this that you want to establish is, well, what makes you up as a whole? And this will bridge the first 2 points together. If you can try and sort of figure out 4 to 5 values, beliefs, pillars of identity, between those values of belief and pillars of identity and the problem that you're solving, you now start to build this character that you can take and you can put out there online, that people will be able to resonate, they'll be able to understand, they'll be able to go, I know exactly who this person is, what they're about, and what they can help me with, which is very important. If you think about it from the point of view of a consumer, someone coming onto your social media, onto your accounts, if they can't establish who you are, what's important to you, what your beliefs are, what problem you're solving, how you're helping them, why are they going to stay on that page and follow you and ultimately end up buying from you? So these are the first 2 pillars. That's like the fundamentals in building the house of a personal brand, okay? Now, the third thing from there is you want to start creating content and posting consistently. And the keyword there is consistency. It has to be. So I'm not saying every day, because that isn't actually necessary, contrary to popular belief, I know. However, consistency for most algorithms is important, whether that's once a day, whether that's every other day, whether that's 3 times a week. You need to figure out, I would suggest you get your calendar and you figure out from Monday to Sunday what days you're going to be posting, what times you're going to be posting, and what platforms you're going to be posting on. And then from there, after you've been posting for a little while, you want to go back and review and go, well, what resonated with people? What times were best? And from there, that'll give you an idea of what kind of more content create, because that's often a question that people ask at this point. They go, well, kind of makes sense, I'm with you so far, but what content do I create? How do I create it? Well, if you took the time and really identified the answers to the first 2 questions here of who I be and what do I do, then you will have an endless amount of things to talk about on your social media, because you can either talk about the problem that you're solving, and you can talk about different pain points that people have and take them from pain to pleasure so they understand how you can help them overcome the problem that they're having. Or you can talk about your values, your beliefs, things that you love, whether that's music, family, travel, entertainment, whatever it is, that self-development, entrepreneurship, business, whatever it is that's important for you. You can talk about those things and build that relationship, that rapport with your community, because remember, people are from the people that they know, people that they like, and people that they trust. And once you identify who you are, what problem you're solving, and then you show up consistently showing that to people, you're going to be able to build that know. You're going to be able to build that like if they have the same things that resonate, and you're going to be able to build that trust if you're consistent with it. If you're there one day and then not there for a year, it's going to be hard for people to build that trust with you. So hopefully you can see how these steps are all building up upon the know, the like, and the trust factor for you building this strong and profitable personal brand. Now from there, once you have started posting really consistently, the 4th thing you want to do, and you want to write this down, is something called BSR. Okay, the BSR method, which stands for B for batch. So you want to be batching your content. You want to be taking a day out. And I promise you, in a day, you could probably get a month's worth of social media content done if you put your mind to it. Whether that's Instagram Reels, quotes for your feed, YouTube videos, whatever it might be. You put your mind to it, you can batch a lot of content in a short space of time, meaning that you're not constantly on the hamster wheel of, oh, I need to create some content today to be consistent, to build that trust with my audience. Batch it, schedule it. And that's the second thing. You do want to schedule it, S for schedule. You can, once you batch the content, go and then post every day. You've got the content created, so it's quicker and easier just to log in and post it, right? However, there's a saying that automation equals freedom. And it truly does, freedom in every sense of the word. So there are many tools out there, whether it's for Instagram or for YouTube, whichever platform you're on. Most of them have native scheduling tools. Like YouTube, when you upload, you can choose when you want the video to be published. This is automation, scheduling, which means that you've not only batch created all the content in advance, but now you're scheduling it in advance so that the post will go out and you don't even need to be there on your device making it happen. You get your time back. So batch, schedule, and then R for review. This is super important and something that I see a lot of people actually overlooking, and they overlook this fundamentally important thing of reviewing your content. You might love your content, and rightly so, you do want to enjoy it, but you need to see what is resonating most with your audience, because I guarantee you it is probably not the content that you think it is. And that's really important because, again, you're not doing this for you, you're doing this for the people that you are uniquely called to serve. So you need to go and identify, well, what message do they resonate with? How do they like my content delivered? Is it a YouTube video? Which kind of YouTube video is it? Is it an Instagram reel? Is it a TikTok? What content and exactly what content on that platform are people resonating with the most? And that will show through your engagement. What has the most shares? What has the most saves? These two are actually now more important than likes and comments. Obviously they play a factor, but being shared and being saved shows virability of your content. It shows that people are watching it and they're wanting other people to watch it and see it too, which is hugely important for you as a content creator for building your personal brand. So you need to review, and then when you see what stands out, and something always will, there'll always be something where there's just a little bit more to it there for in terms of audience engagement. Then you want to double down on what's working best and go all in. Now, once you've done that, the fifth and the final step, and this is the most important, definitely saving the best till last on this occasion, okay? The fifth step, you want to make this big space in your notes for this, okay? A whole piece of paper, I'm telling you. And you want to write this one word down on there, and it's this following word. You want to enjoy. You want to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy the content that you're creating, if you're in a low vibrational frequency, if you're feeling resistance towards doing it, what do you think your audience are going to feel when they're watching your content, when they're reading your content, when they're hearing your content, feeling it? They're going to feel that low vibration, and that's not what they want. That's not what you want. You want to enjoy it. You want to be able to fully express yourself and be in a state where, you know, I love what I'm doing. And I know that I'm helping people and I'm able to fully enjoy the process. Yes, it might be difficult. Yes, it might be hard. Yes, there might be times when you don't want to turn on the camera. But yes, so long as you enjoy it and you build that consistency, that discipline muscle, that self-love of actually completing and the things that you said you would do, finishing the things that you said you would do, showing up for the people you said you would show up for, that will allow you to enjoy the process a whole lot more, just as a side note. But it will enable you to really build something incredible here for yourself and for your audience. So just to quickly recap, the first step is to figure out who I be. Who are you? Who are you? You need to really get an idea on that. Second thing, what do you do? What problem do you solve? Specifically, what problem do you solve? From there, you want to post consistently. Consistency is the key there. From there, we've got the BSR method for batch, schedule, and review. And then finally, enjoy the process. So with that being said, hope you found this valuable. If you did, type BSR method below so that we know that you made it to this part of the video, that you're here with us running through the finish line, because that's what winners do. And you, my friend, are a winner. And until the very next time, the next video, we'll see you there. Stay blessed.